Our world is adorned with coastlines of breathtaking beauty. Ribbons of golden sand meet the gentle caress of turquoise waters, creating scenes of unparalleled tranquility. These are the places we dream of, havens of peace where the rhythm of the waves seems to wash away all worldly cares. For millennia, humanity has been drawn to the shore, seeking solace, adventure, and a profound connection with the natural world. The sun-drenched beach is, for many, the very definition of paradise, a promise of idyllic escape and blissful relaxation. Yet, beneath this serene facade, a different reality often lies in wait. Nature, in its infinite complexity, is a realm of both exquisite beauty and formidable power. The very forces that carve these stunning landscapes can also harbor immense danger. The gentle lapping of the tide can conceal currents of incredible strength, and the crystal-clear waters may be home to some of the planet's most efficient predators. In these places, the line between paradise and peril is astonishingly thin, a reminder that the natural world commands our utmost respect. In this journey, we will pull back the curtain on these deceptive Edens. We will count down the 10 deadliest beaches on Earth, exploring the hidden dangers that lurk just beyond the postcard-perfect views. From apex predators to the raw, untamable power of the elements, we will uncover the stories of these treacherous shores. Join me as we travel to these beautiful but perilous coastlines to understand the profound truth that even in the most alluring of places, nature's unforgiving power is never far away. Our journey begins on the largest sand island in the world, a place of staggering natural beauty and a UNESCO World Heritage Site, Fraser Island, or Kagari, off the coast of Queensland, Australia. Its pristine white sands stretch for over 120 kilometers, fringed by lush rainforests and dotted with crystal-clear freshwater lakes. It appears by all accounts to be a perfect wilderness sanctuary, an untouched paradise. But this beauty is a masterful disguise, concealing a remarkable concentration of dangers that make it one of the most hazardous coastlines on the planet. The dangers here are not singular, but manifold, a relentless assault on the senses of any who venture unprepared. The inviting turquoise waters are a hunting ground for great white sharks and bull sharks, drawn to the area's rich marine life. Closer to shore, the nearly invisible but excruciatingly venomous irukandji and box jellyfish drift silently on the currents, their sting capable of causing cardiac arrest. And should one escape the water, the very air can be thick with biting sandflies, while the undergrowth conceals some of Australia's most venomous spiders. Even the land itself presents a unique and formidable threat. The island is home to Australia's purest strain of dingoes. While they may appear like domestic dogs, they are wild, unpredictable apex predators. Signs across the island warn visitors not to feed them and to keep a safe distance, a warning born from tragic experience. These animals, habituated to humans, have lost their natural fear, leading to aggressive and sometimes fatal encounters with those who fail to heed the warnings and respect their wild nature. The stark reality of this danger was etched into history in 2001. A 9-year-old boy, Clinton Gage, was tragically attacked and killed by 2 dingoes near a campsite. The incident sent shockwaves across Australia and served as a brutal reminder that Fraser Island is not a theme park. It is a wild, untamed ecosystem where the rules of survival are absolute. To step onto its shores is to enter a world where humans are not at the top of the food chain, a beautiful but unforgiving realm that demands constant vigilance. We now travel across the Pacific to the sun-drenched coast of Florida, in the United States. Here lies New Smyrna Beach, a bustling stretch of sand beloved by surfers and holidaymakers. With its consistent waves and warm waters, it seems the quintessential American beach town. Year after year, millions flock to its shores to swim, surf, and soak up the sun. Yet, this popular destination holds a rather grim distinction. It is, statistically, the shark bite capital of the world. The sheer frequency of encounters here is astonishing. It is said that anyone who has swum at New Smyrna has likely been within 10 feet of a shark. The reason lies in the area's geography. The nearby Ponce de Leon Inlet is a rich feeding ground teeming with baitfish. This abundance attracts a large and permanent population of sharks, particularly juvenile bull sharks and blacktip sharks, who hunt in the murky, shallow waters where surfers and swimmers congregate. The combination of many sharks and many people creates a perfect storm for incidents. The encounters are rarely fatal, as the sharks are typically not hunting humans, but are simply making a mistake in the low visibility. A dangling hand or foot is mistaken for a fish, resulting in a quick bite and release. However, the injuries can be severe, and the psychological impact is profound. In 2008, the beach saw a staggering 24 bites in a single year. More recently, in 2021, a series of bites, including one on a 16-year-old surfer, served as a potent reminder of the ever-present risk. This creates a fascinating tension. The local economy thrives on tourism, and the beach remains packed on any given sunny day. Lifeguards fly purple flags to warn of dangerous marine life, but the allure of the waves often proves too strong to resist. New Smyrna Beach is a stark illustration of how we choose to coexist with nature's predators. Here, the risk is not just known, it is quantified, a calculated gamble taken by every person who steps into the water, hoping they will not become another statistic in the world's most infamous shark hotspot. Our journey now takes us to the windswept southern tip of Africa, to a small fishing town called Gansbaai. This ruggedly beautiful coastline, facing the cold, nutrient-rich waters of the Atlantic, is not a place for casual swimming. Instead, it has earned a global reputation for one reason above all others. It is the world's premier destination for observing the ocean's most formidable apex predator, the great white shark. The density of these magnificent creatures here is unparalleled anywhere on Earth. The heart of this realm is a narrow channel between two islands, Dyer Island and Geyser Rock. Geyser Rock is home to a colony of some 60,000 Cape fur seals, a constant, irresistible source of high-fat prey for the great whites. The channel itself has earned a chilling moniker, Shark Alley. Here, the sharks patrol relentlessly, a gauntlet of predators lying in wait for the seals to venture into the water. It is a natural amphitheater for one of the planet's most dramatic predatory spectacles. The sharks of Gansbaai are famous for a particular hunting technique known as breaching. They attack their prey from the depths, accelerating to speeds of over 40 kilometers per hour, and launching their entire bodies out of the water in a breathtaking display of power and agility. This behavior, captured in countless documentaries, underscores the sheer force these animals possess. To witness it is to understand the absolute efficiency of this ancient predator. For humans, the danger is self-evident. While the local industry is built around cage diving, allowing people to see the sharks from a position of relative safety, any entry into these waters without such protection would be suicidal. The sharks do not differentiate between a seal and a human silhouette. The very presence of Shark Alley serves as a permanent, visceral reminder of the raw, untamed power that governs the oceans. In Gansbaai, one is not a visitor to the beach, one is an intruder in the domain of the great white. We now find ourselves on the Pacific coast of Oaxaca, Mexico, at Playa Zicatela. At first glance, it is the picture of a surfer's paradise. A wide, magnificent expanse of golden sand is pounded by enormous, perfectly formed waves, earning it the nickname the Mexican Pipeline. Professional surfers from around the globe are drawn here to test their mettle against some of the most powerful and consistent beach break waves in the world. The atmosphere is vibrant, the sun is warm, and the scene is utterly captivating. But Zicatela's power is also its greatest peril, and it is not reserved for surfers alone. The same forces that create these spectacular waves also generate immensely powerful rip currents. These are not little tugs, or steams, or mandans, but ferocious, river-like channels of water that can drag even the strongest swimmer out to sea in a matter of seconds. The Undertow here is legendary for its strength, a hidden trap lying in wait just beneath the churning surface of the water. What makes Zicatela particularly treacherous is its deceptive beauty. The beach is long and open, and on days when the swell is smaller, the water can look deceptively calm to the untrained eye. Tourists, unfamiliar with the ocean's power, may be tempted to take a casual dip, only to find themselves suddenly caught in a current they cannot escape. Panic sets in, exhaustion follows, and the consequences are often tragic. The local lifeguards, known as the Cuerpo de Salvavidas, are highly skilled but face a constant, desperate battle against the ocean's might. The beach's reputation is cemented by a heartbreakingly high rate of drownings. A particularly tragic incident in 2007 saw several tourists lose their lives in a single week, highlighting the unforgiving nature of these waters. warning signs are posted, but the allure of the Pacific is powerful. Zicatela serves as a sobering lesson that the most beautiful waves can break not only on the shore, but also the lives of those who underestimate the invisible power that creates them. We return to the United States, to the Hawaiian island of Kauai, a place often called the Garden Isle for its impossibly lush and dramatic landscapes. Here, nestled along the famed Nepali coast, is Hanakapiai Beach. Reaching it is an adventure in itself, requiring a strenuous 2-mile hike along a muddy and often treacherous trail. Those who complete the journey are rewarded with a scene of sublime, secluded beauty, a crescent of sand framed by towering green cliffs and the crashing blue of the Pacific. It is a place that feels primordial, untouched. There are no buildings, no roads, no lifeguards. There is only the raw, spectacular beauty of nature. This very isolation, however, contributes to its danger. The beach looks like a perfect reward after a difficult hike, an inviting place for a cooling swim. But this invitation is a deadly illusion. The waters at Hanakapiai are home to some of the most powerful and unpredictable rip currents in all of Hawaii. These currents are generated by the powerful ocean swells that wrap around the coast and collide at the beach. They can appear without warning, even on days that seem relatively calm. There is no reef to break the force of the waves, so the full power of the open ocean is unleashed directly onto the sand, creating a maelstrom of water pulling relentlessly back out to sea. Once caught, a swimmer can be swept away from shore and into the deep, open ocean in an instant. A grim, unofficial tally is kept on a wooden sign near the trailhead, marking the number of people who have drowned after being swept from the shore, a number now well over 80. The sign serves as a desperate, haunting plea to all who pass. Hanakapiai Beach is a powerful example of a false paradise. Its scenic allure creates a profound sense of security, luring hikers into a fatal misjudgment. It is a place that proves, in the most tragic way, that in the wild, the most beautiful places can demand the highest price. We travel now to South America, to the bustling metropolis of Recife in northeastern Brazil. Here we find Praia de Viagem, an urban beach that stretches for nearly 8 kilometers along the city's waterfront. It is a vibrant, lively place, lined with high-rise apartments, hotels, and kiosks. For the residents of Recife, it is their main recreational area, a place to escape the city heat. But since the 1990s, this popular urban oasis has become the site of an unusually high number of fatal shark attacks. The danger here is not an ancient one, but a relatively recent phenomenon, largely of our own making. For years, the beach was considered safe. The turning point came with the construction of the port of Chowpatty, just south of Recife. The massive development destroyed vital coastal mangrove estuaries, which were critical breeding and feeding grounds for many fish species. It also disrupted the natural migration patterns of bull sharks, which use these estuaries. Deprived of their natural habitat and food sources, and with their migratory paths blocked, the sharks were effectively funneled northwards along the coast, directly towards the crowded, swimming areas of Viagem. Furthermore, refuse from a local slaughterhouse, which was for years dumped into a nearby river, is believed to have attracted the sharks even closer to shore, habituating them to the presence of blood in the water. The result has been a terrifying spike in aggressive encounters. Since 1992, there have been over 60 attacks, with a fatality rate of around 30%, one of the highest in the world. The victims are not surfers in the distant waves, but often swimmers in waist-deep water, just meters from the shore. Warning signs now line the beach, and the government has even banned surfing. Praia de Viagem stands as a tragic monument to the unforeseen consequences of environmental disruption, a stark reminder that when we alter the delicate balance of nature, nature sometimes strikes back. We return once more to the Hawaiian archipelago, but this time to the Big Island, a land still being actively shaped by the forces of creation. Here, on the southeastern coast, lie the beaches near the Kilauea volcano. These are not your typical tropical beaches of soft, golden sand. Instead, they are stark, dramatic landscapes of black sand, newly formed from the cooled lava of one of the world's most active volcanoes. Their beauty is raw, elemental, and honestly, profoundly dangerous. The primary hazard here is not from the water, but from the land itself. Kilauea is in a near-constant state of eruption, and its lava flows frequently and unpredictably make their way to the ocean. To stand on one of these black sand beaches is to stand on ground that may have been molten rock only years or even months prior. The landscape is unstable, and new hazards can appear with terrifying speed. A seemingly safe stretch of coast can be suddenly inundated by a river of lava moving at incredible speeds. When the molten lava at over 1,000 degrees Celsius meets the cool ocean water, the reaction is explosively violent. It creates a massive plume of steam and acid gas, known as laze, a portmanteau of lava and haze. This laze contains hydrochloric acid and tiny volcanic glass particles, which are incredibly hazardous to inhale and can cause permanent lung damage and skin and eye irritation. Furthermore, the rapid cooling of the lava can trigger steam-powered explosions that hurl molten rock and debris far inland. The beaches themselves are often unstable. The new land, known as a lava delta, can collapse into the sea without warning, taking anyone standing on it into the boiling water below. This is not a place for sunbathing or swimming. It is a geological battleground, a front line where land is born from fire and water. The beaches of Kilauea are a humbling reminder of the planet's raw, creative power, a power that is as deadly as it is spectacular, and, well, completely indifferent to human presence. Our journey now takes us to the sprawling megacity of Mumbai, India, and to one of its most famous public spaces, Chowpatty Beach. Located at the northern end of Marine Drive, this beach is not a secluded natural wonder but the very heart of the city's social life. Every evening it throngs with families, couples, and vendors selling street food. It is a place of celebration, especially during the annual Ganesh Chaturthi festival, when thousands gather to immerse idols of the Hindu deity into the sea. However, the danger at Chowpatty Beach is not from predators or powerful currents, but from a threat that is entirely invisible and man-made extreme pollution. For decades, the beach and the waters of the Arabian Sea that lap its shores have been a dumping ground for the city's untreated sewage, industrial effluent, and waste. The sheer volume of pollutants flowing into this bay is staggering, turning the water into a toxic soup of harmful chemicals and pathogens. Scientific analysis of the water at Chowpatty consistently reveals dangerously high levels of fecal coliform bacteria, far exceeding safe limits for human contact. Swimming here means exposing oneself to a cocktail of bacteria and viruses that can cause a host of diseases, including typhoid, gastroenteritis, and hepatitis. The sand itself is contaminated, littered with refuse and absorbing the toxins that wash ashore with every tide. Despite the known risks, the beach remains a central part of life for many of Mumbai's residents, some of whom have little choice for recreation. The sight of children playing in the filthy surf is a heartbreaking testament to the environmental challenges facing so many of the world's megacities. Chowpatty Beach is a stark and poignant example of how human activity can turn a place of natural beauty and communal joy into a profound public health hazard, a paradise lost not to the power of nature but to our own neglect. From the tropical and the toxic, we now journey far to the north, above the Arctic Circle, to the Lofoten Islands of Norway. Here we find Utakleiv Beach, a place of ethereal and breathtaking beauty. It is often cited as one of the most romantic beaches in Europe, a stunning combination of white sands, smooth boulders, and turquoise waters, all set against a backdrop of jagged, snow-dusted mountains. In the summer, it is bathed in the perpetual light of the midnight sun, and in winter, it is one of the world's best stages for the aurora borealis. The allure of Utakleiv is undeniable, but its danger is subtle and pervasive. Located at a latitude of 68 degrees north, the primary threat here is the extreme cold. The water temperature, even in the height of summer, rarely rises above 10 degrees Celsius. In winter, it hovers just above freezing. Exposure to water this cold can lead to cold water shock, an involuntary gasp reflex that can cause a person to inhale water and drown instantly. Even if one survives the initial shock, hypothermia sets in with terrifying speed. In these temperatures, a person can lose dexterity and consciousness in a matter of minutes. The weather in the Lofoten Islands is also notoriously fickle and can change in an instant. A calm, sunny day can quickly turn into a raging storm, with gale-force winds and blizzard conditions, making the remote beach a deadly trap for anyone caught unprepared. The danger is not just for swimmers. Photographers and tourists, mesmerized by the landscape, can easily slip on icy rocks and fall into the frigid sea. The remoteness of the location means that help is far away. Utakleiv Beach is a powerful reminder that danger does not always come in the form of a predator or a violent current. Sometimes, it is the quiet, relentless, and unforgiving embrace of the cold. A beautiful, silent killer that commands respect in one of the world's most stunningly beautiful, yet harsh, environments. We conclude our journey back in Australia, in the Daintree rainforest of far north Queensland. Here, where the ancient rainforest meets the Great Barrier Reef, lies a coastline aptly named by Captain James Cook, after his ship nearly met its end on a nearby reef, Cape Tribulation. It is a place of almost mythical beauty, a primeval landscape where two World Heritage sites converge. But this convergence also creates an ecosystem that is, without question, the most dangerous coastal environment on Earth. The dangers here are not singular, they are a comprehensive collection of Australia's most formidable threats. The warm, calm and inviting waters are the prime habitat for the world's most venomous creature, the box jellyfish. During the stinger season, which lasts for half the year, the water is thick with these nearly invisible killers. Their sting is agonizingly painful, and the venom can cause paralysis and cardiac arrest within minutes. They are joined by the smaller but equally deadly irukandji jellyfish. If one were to avoid the jellyfish, another ancient predator patrols these waters and the adjacent river estuaries, the saltwater crocodile. These are the largest reptiles on the planet, powerful ambush predators that can grow over 6 meters long. They see humans as prey and are masters of camouflage, lurking silently in the murky water or on the riverbanks, often just meters from the sandy beach, waiting for an opportunity to strike. And on the land, the threats continue. The rainforest that tumbles down to the sand is home to cassowaries, large flightless birds with a dagger-like claw, capable of disemboweling a human. The trees and undergrowth conceal venomous snakes and spiders. Cape Tribulation is the ultimate natural fortress. It is a place where every element of the environment, from the water to the land to the trees, seems to have evolved a potent defense. It is nature's masterpiece of peril, a truly beautiful place where humans are, and should feel, completely and utterly out of their depth. Our journey to the world's deadliest beaches comes to an end. We have witnessed breathtaking beauty and confronted profound danger, often in the very same glance. From the predatory waters of Australia and South Africa, to the elemental fury of Hawaii's volcanoes and the invisible toxins of an urban shore, we have seen that paradise can have a perilous edge. The enduring lesson is one of respect, a deep and abiding respect for the power of the natural world, a power that we can admire, but must never underestimate. These stunning coastlines are not to be feared into avoidance, but to be approached with caution, knowledge, and humility. They remind us that we are visitors in ecosystems that operate on principles far older and more powerful than ourselves. Awareness is our greatest tool for survival. By understanding the hidden currents, the resident predators, and the elemental forces at play, we can appreciate the beauty of these places while ensuring our own safety, turning potential tragedy into profound and memorable experience. The world is full of such places where beauty and danger are intertwined. Perhaps you have a story of a deceptively beautiful place, or thoughts on the beaches we have explored today. I invite you to share them in the comments below. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of nature's hidden dangers. May it serve as a reminder to always look beyond the surface and to tread with respect upon the beautiful, and sometimes treacherous shores of our incredible planet.